Thanos versus Doomsday. One of these guys has held the fate of half the universe in his hands, decided to snap. The other got killed thousands of times as a baby until dying just stopped working on it. Killed Superman along the way. So who's ultimately coming out on top here? Let's find out. Ever since he was just a child, Thanos has been obsessed with nihilism and death, eventually falling in love with the physical embodiment of death itself, Mistress Death. Wishing to impress her and win her love in return, Thanos gathered an army and completely destroyed his home planet of Titan, slaughtering millions of his race. And from there, he began a search for more and more power in order to fulfill his goal of spreading death and destruction across the universe. All for his love. Thanos has strength that way outclasses even the likes of Hulk and Thor and the other Avengers, easily overpowering them and sending them flying with punches, even managing to manhandle Hulk and Thing while at the same time fighting both Thor and Hercules. So legit, four of the strongest heroes in all of Marvel, and Thanos is fighting all of them at once. He's nearly killed Silver Surfer with just a few punches. He's able to send Hulk flying miles away with just one hit. He's been able to actually fight against Thor while Thor had the power gem, and Namor has said that getting punched by Thanos is the worst pain that he's ever experienced. And Namor has definitely taken some serious punches through his life. He's kinda an easy guy to punch in the face. But the Mad Titan is so strong that he's even able to bust planets, destroying a planet in his fight with Drax the Destroyer, then bull rushing his son Thane straight through a planet, destroying that one too. And while Thanos is very strong, I think his durability puts him in a class all his own. He can take blasts from Silver Surfer like they're nothing, shouts from Black Bolt like they're nothing, take hits from Thor with the power gem, and he simply just smiles. Thanos is actually legit so tough that several heroes have said that they've broken every bone in their hand just by punching him. He's even survived gas giants and planets exploding, withstood black holes with the mass of multiple galaxies. Good luck putting Thanos down. I'm not even sure if that's actually possible. And I mean that literally. Thanos has survived blasts that legit one-shotted heroes like Hulk, Thor, and Gladiator. He's even been disintegrated down to a skeleton before and survived, quickly regenerating in the process. But Thanos isn't just limited to his physical strength and durability. He's also a master of energy manipulation. He's able to knock out the Thing with just a flick of his fingers, knock out both the Thing and Thor with just one blast, kill Adam Warlock with one blast, and has just made a habit of regularly knocking out some pretty powerful heroes with ease. Heck, he's even able to knock around Galactus with an energy blast, send him flying halfway across the moon. Of course, it didn't put him down because it's Galactus, but still incredibly impressive. He's able to create energy bubbles to trap people in or stop attacks from coming his way, and is also able to create some powerful force fields that have held up to Galactus before and have stopped both Thor and the Champion while they had the power gem. This really is one of Thanos' most powerful abilities. At the end of the day, this is all why Thanos is ranked as the Avengers' most dangerous villain, and is seen to be on par with the likes of Odin and Galactus. He's got power nearly without end, is allowed to sit at tables with the most powerful entities in the Marvel Universe, and is easily, truly, one of the best. Doomsday, Evolution's final form. There are monsters in fiction, And then there's Doomsday. He's not a creature born of nature or nurtured by compassion. He's what happens when science looks at evolution and says, let's speedrun survival. Long before Krypton became the shining world Superman would one day call home, it was a savage death world. Storms of glass, predators the size of buildings, and an atmosphere that killed almost anything that breathed. In that chaos lived Bertrand, a Kryptonian scientist obsessed with creating the ultimate life form. His process was pure madness. He took an infant prototype, threw it into Krypton's wilderness, and watched it die. Torn apart, crushed, burned, suffocated. Then he cloned what was left. He repeated this cycle thousands of times. Every death rewrote the creature's DNA. Every failure made it harder to kill, until finally, Bertrand's creation didn't die. It killed him. That was the day the DC universe met Doomsday, the living consequence of cruelty. He isn't a being of emotion or morality. He is the raw instinct to survive made flesh, a biological apocalypse. From the moment he escaped Krypton, Doomsday's power became a cosmic constant. Whatever kills him once will never kill him again. Ripped apart by beasts, he grows armor plates tougher than diamond. Burned alive, he becomes fireproof. Stranded in a vacuum, he evolves to live without air. He doesn't just endure death, he weaponizes it. Even at his weakest, Doomsday stands shoulder to shoulder with Superman. And that's saying something. Superman has contained the combined might of the Green Lantern Corps, overpowered timeline-destroying forces, and wrestled gods. Matching that puts Doomsday firmly in multiversal territory. He's fought Wonder Woman to a standstill, the same Wonder Woman who shattered Kronos' scepter, an artifact infused with the God Wave that sustains the multiverse itself. In DC cosmology, Superman and Wonder Woman are the measuring sticks for power. Doomsday matches and sometimes surpasses both. But his story doesn't stop at multiversal, because Doomsday has done the impossible. He beat Darkseid. Not an avatar, not a shadow, the real Darkseid, the conceptual embodiment of tyranny, who exists beyond time and space in the sphere of the gods. Darkseid's true self transcends universes. He's a platonic idea given form, and Doomsday broke him. That's outerversal power, the level where beings stop fighting for planets and start punching concepts. Now, you can really question the validity or authenticity of this, but according to the writer of the story, that is what he intended to show. Doomsday's durability, though, also borders on narrative absurdity. He's tanked the combined blows of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lanterns at once. He's shrugged off Omega beams that can erase souls from existence. Beams powerful enough to wound the Spectre, God's literal wrath. And once something hurts Doomsday, it never will again. Ever. Kill him once, and you've just taught him how not to die the next time. He's escaped the Phantom Zone, a dimensionless void described as a world without horizons, between being and nothingness. Breaking free from that isn't physical strength, it's metaphysical defiance. Doomsday doesn't just reject death, he rejects the rules of reality. And unlike most brutes, Doomsday isn't slow. He's kept pace with Superman, who's flown through hyperspace, a realm beyond the laws of time, and escaped the source, the fountainhead of creation. In DC terms, that makes his speed immeasurable. At his highest evolutions, even time becomes irrelevant. He doesn't just move faster than light, he moves beyond causality. But his powers go far beyond fists and fury. Doomsday's body is a shifting arsenal. Bone spurs that pierce Kryptonian skin, poison that melts flesh, regeneration that rebuilds him in seconds, and an aura of death that rots everything nearby. He's evolved energy projection, teleportation, telepathy, and flight. In Rebirth, Doomsday even showed the ability to infect others with his DNA, creating new Doomsday hybrids. His very existence is contagious annihilation. And over the years, he's evolved resistance to energy absorption, telepathy, soul attacks, even erasure from existence. He's been vaporized, disintegrated, atomized, thrown into black holes, reduced to dust, and always, somehow, he comes back. At baseline, Doomsday exists comfortably in the multiversal plus range, able to trade blows with the likes of Superman and Wonder Woman on equal footing. At his peak, Doomsday ascends to outerversal, defeating conceptual gods and escaping dimensional non-existence. His stamina is infinite, his evolution endless, and his nature unstoppable. Once you fight Doomsday, the clock starts ticking, because every second you survive, he's learning how to kill you better. He doesn't scheme, he doesn't conquer, he doesn't gloat. He simply is. When Bertrand threw that first infant into Krypton's wasteland, he didn't create a creature. He created a statement that life itself could become so violent, so relentless, that even death would get tired of trying. Doomsday is that statement made flesh, extinction wrapped in bone, hate given a heartbeat. He's not the end of one story. He's the story that ends everything else. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, Doomsday, on paper, should just win this immediately. Like the guy killed Superman. Not a distracted Superman or a weakened one, but a Superman who's powerful enough to move around planets, shake universes. That Superman threw everything he had at Doomsday, died doing it, and Doomsday came back stronger. That version that came back, Hunter-Prey Doomsday, went straight to Apocalypse and beat Darkseid in hand-to-hand combat so badly that when Superman showed up, he found the God of Evil dying on the ground. Superman saved Darkseid's life, used a mother box to keep him from dying, because Doomsday had beaten the ruler of Apocalypse that close to death. Darkseid stated that Doomsday seemed to be beyond death itself during that fight. He tanked the Omega beams and shrugged it off, walked out of an explosion equivalent to 100 million nuclear weapons, broke Wonder Woman's arm just by punching it, shattered a dimension within the Phantom Zone using nothing but brute force. When Brainiac took control of his body and pointed him at the full Justice League, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Wally West, Kyle Rayner, Orion, he went through every single one of them. In Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, it took Superman using both hands just to hold back one of his punches. Superman and Wave Rider eventually had to throw him to the literal end of time because there was no other answer. The comic said it directly. You cannot beat Doomsday by force. It just doesn't apply to him. And then he got sent to hell. After Dark Crisis, the Super Family killed him. He ended up in the underworld. Rather than stay there, he got into the power struggle with the first of the Fallen, the Devil, for control of hell itself. The demons and the damned started viewing Doomsday as the king of hell, and his influence spread into Hell's DNA, creating new varieties of hellhounds called Doom Hounds. As King of Hell, he gained the upper hand against Supergirl while she was wearing mystical armor, literally created to fight the presence, the DC version of God. When he decided he was done being in hell, he just punched his way out, broke down the gateway to Earth, and walked out. Not even hell could handle him. And every time he dies, he comes back immune to whatever killed him. In Hunter Prey, someone hit him with a sonic ray designed to destroy his equilibrium. Before it could finish, he'd already grown bone sheaths over his ears, mid-fight, instantly. Martian Manhunter tried telepathy, Doomsday pushed through it, then adapted the ability to breathe fire specifically to counter him. He can even regenerate from a single atom, and under very specific circumstances, from a memory. Every death permanently closes a weakness. Every wound teaches him something new. Then DC revealed where this character actually ends up. In Superman 19, the Time Trapper, one of DC's most powerful cosmic beings, can manipulate time on a universal scale. Well, they pulled back their hood. It was Doomsday, a future evolved version. That's the ceiling. That's where this thing ends up. So yeah, Doomsday should just win this. But then you look at Thanos, and things get genuinely complicated. Because physically this guy's already operating at a level that most characters just never reach. He's thrown the Silver Surfer around like a ragdoll multiple times. The Silver Surfer's power cosmic destroys galaxies. He's beaten the Hulk repeatedly, made it look easy. Took a full-powered swing from Mjolnir from an enraged Thor, didn't go down. At one point, he was fighting Thor, Hulk, Hercules, and the Thing simultaneously, and he was winning. When he first went at it with Drax the Destroyer, the shockwave from that single fight destroyed the entire planet they were on and every moon around it. He one-shotted Captain Marvel in her binary form, her absolute most powerful state, like it was nothing. He bull-rushed his son Thane, who was amped by the Phoenix Force at the time, through an entire planet and destroyed it. He stalemated Tyrant, a being at Galactus' level, in a fight so intense that their energy clash destroyed a portion of a planet-sized fortress. He's destroyed entire planets with the force of his punches alone. He went to Asgard, took the most powerful attacks Odin could throw at him, got sent crashing through the walls of the Golden City, and got back up. But the physical stuff isn't the most dangerous part. What makes Thanos unlike anything Doomsday's ever faced is that he doesn't hit you in one way. He fires cosmic energy at you, while attacking your mind with telepathy, or restructuring the molecules your body is built from, all at the same time. Like, you can absorb a punch, you can fight through an energy blast, you can push back against a telepathic assault, but all this simultaneously from the same guy? Well, that's a lot to ask for. And if Doomsday's adapting to just one problem at a time, what happens when a lot of problems hit him all at once? Well, that just becomes a whole lot harder. Now, Thanos doesn't stay dead either. Death herself cursed him with immortality, banned him from her realm after he insulted her. He was killed, came back. He basically survives everything that comes his way. The man just keeps coming. So here's the deal. Thanos has some interesting arguments against Doomsday because while Darkseid is used Omega Beam, Superman comes at him with Heat Vision and Fist, Thanos has a lot of options to try and take Doomsday down. And it's not a guarantee that Doomsday will be able to instantly evolve and adapt to all of them at once. Thanos is also incredibly smart. Thanos didn't beat Galactus by out-punching him. He got two other cosmic beings to weaken him first, and walked in when the opening was there. He doesn't need to overpower Doomsday, he just needs to find what works before the adaptation closes every single door. But here's where he can't get past. Both of them can come back from death. Thanos comes back the same guy. Doomsday comes back immune to whatever just killed him. So Thanos finds something that works, great. Doomsday comes back with a counter to it built into him. Finds something new, same thing again. At some point, even Thanos runs out of approaches. Doomsday never runs out of ways to just make the fight harder. Doomsday's a being who's taken on Superman, Darkseid, the entire Justice League, punched his way out of hell, walked through 100 million nuclear bombs like it's nothing. So yeah, Doomsday does win. And it's not a knock on Thanos. Thanos gives Doomsday arguably one of the hardest fights of his life. But you can't beat something that gets harder and tougher every time you heard it. You can't outlast something that comes back stronger every single time. Thanos is one of the most dangerous villains in the Marvel Universe. Doomsday is just what happens when death stops meaning anything and evolution just keeps going. Doomsday wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.